Am I the a-hole for banning my brother from family events after he paid and took my son for a nose job? My son is 18 and always had an issue with his nose. Okay, it's slightly hooked but it's not ugly or causing problems. He asked for money to get a nose job. I said no. His mom said no. My brother was very tight with him and promised him the best graduation present ever. We were thinking an oscillating fan or a gift card. I thought nothing of it. He got him a nose job. It was this big secret that I didn't know. He actually lied about being at his mom's and lied to her about being at my house, then saying he was at his friend's when he was at my brother's for a week after the procedure. When I saw my son, he looked like he'd been slugged in the face.
I thought he was joking when he said he got his nose job.
My brother said he did nothing wrong, just did what me and his mom couldn't do and paid for it and then accept it because our son is not a little kid. It's as if I don't recognize my son. My son says he's happy with it, but it's not even close to being healed. I feel so betrayed that I banned my brother from coming over. Best graduation present ever. You know, like an oscillating fan. Just for this comment alone you are the a-hole. Also, it doesn't matter that you think it wasn't causing problems for him, he obviously thought it was for him. Your brother listened and you didn't, so you don't get to be mad at your brother. Yeah, you are the a-hole. Your son is 18 and now legally an adult, so he doesn't need your permission anymore. If he wants to tattoo his face blue, that's on him. If he doesn't like his nose, he can get a nose job. But props for your brother for listening to your son who said he disliked something about himself for a long time and wanted to do something about it and helping him. This is a toughie. As a parent, you love your child and see past any perceived flaws and you hope they come to see all the wonderful things in themselves that you see in them. Sometimes that happens. They grow into their looks. They embrace their looks. Develop that killer personality and sense of humor that makes PPL flock to them. Sometimes it doesn't, and him being 18, it is his nose after all. It happened without you having to pay for it. Ultimately, he's the one who has to look himself in the mirror every day. If it helps his self-esteem, I can't see it as a bad thing. You have every right to be angry at your brother. So I'm leaning towards a soft-esh. It was wrong for you not to take your son's feelings serious. And it was wrong for brother and son doing it behind your back. What if something terrible had happened during surgery? Am I the a-hole for refusing to take care of my kid? My friend, 26 female, and I, 26 male, go back since elementary and we have been close friends since then. Our families are also close, so I don't have any attraction to her as a girlfriend, I see her like a sister. Most of my girlfriends have been okay with her and I try to make it clear the divide we have as friends. My fiancé is close friends with my friend and has been friends with her since before our relationship, and so it hasn't been any issues until now. Recently we had a get-together where my friend said she couldn't drink since she was pregnant. We were all shocked since she was single and she admitted she fooled around with her ex and that might have gotten her pregnant. Her ex is across the country and an a-hole, so she really fogged up her life with this. I asked her if she was going to keep the baby, thinking she might not, but she exclaimed she would because I could help her raise it. My girlfriend stared at her and I managed to ask why she thought that. She said we were best friends so I would be the father and help raise the child. I asked her, where did you get that idea? And she got annoyed and said you are always there for me and already like a husband, so I should be there for her son like a father. I was shocked because yes, if she need help with her car. I used to be a mechanic. I would help since she makes minimum wage and can't afford one. But I didn't think she would take it as me wanting to be her child's father or help raise it. I took a deep breath and told her I would always be her friend, but I am not the father, so I'm not helping to raise her child and I'm not going to take a father role. She got mad and yelled at me for abandoning her and started crying, and a few of my friends were shaking their heads and called me later to tell me I should have been nicer. I felt like if I was nicer she wouldn't have gotten it, and I wanted to make the situation crystal clear. My fiancé is mad because obviously it's caused a huge mess. My saving grace is that my fiancé and I were in another visiting her family and traveling for the month when the baby was conceived, so no one thinks I'm the actual father. My friend has been trying to call me and I'm not sure if I should respond. Woof. Your friend is in La La Land. You absolutely had to nip this in the bud. It would have been terrible to waffle and prevaricate, then you would have been in a hole for letting her think she had a source of support that she does not have. Your clueless friend really needed to know you weren't going to parent her child. I mean, she should have known anyway, but if you needed to spell it out, that was the time, and make her decisions accordingly. Extra not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. Your friends. This is really none of your business. If you're calling to bully me into taking care of someone else's kid with someone I see only as a friend, then you all need to lose my number. It's none of your business and you're way out of line. The friends from childhood. It's time to end this relationship. The way she sees you is clearly not as just a friend. She considers her relationship with you to be the most important in either of your lives. The whole, like a husband, bit is the end of this friendship. And the abandonment statement kicked that coffin in the hole. Toss your flowers down there and walk away. Not the a-hole. Holy vow. You never dated. You've never been intimate. Why and how could she assume you just start being a father you had no part in conceiving? Do your friends, family think you should take on a fatherly role for this? Or are they just saying you sounded harsh and should have told her more gently? Frankly, she needs to be aware that it's not yours and she is the one responsible for it. Am I the a-hole for ordering for my sister's boyfriend while ordering all of the family-style plates at a restaurant? Last night my parents asked to go out to dinner and offered to pay for everyone at a restaurant they wanted to share. They invited me, my husband, my sister, and her boyfriend. I'll call him Dave. My sister also invited a friend from work. This restaurant encourages family style and that is what my parents wanted to pay for. Dave told the table that he would need a separate plate of noodles, pad thai, in addition to his share of the family-style plates. I started helping my mom build the list of dishes to order and we asked everyone what they would like. Then I went over the list with everyone and asked if everyone was happy. My dad is nearly deaf, my mom can be shy, and my sister isn't very interested, so I would typically be the one to order in these scenarios, but I am never making decisions for other people, just collecting the list and ordering it. When the waitress came back, I told her the list of shared dishes, about 8 total, and also ordered the pad thai for Dave and clarified that it would be for him, not shared. She then asked him if he wanted to add a protein. Dave got super upset and started saying things like, "Wow, I really did not like that. Wow, this has never happened before. I have never had someone order for me. Wow, I really hated that. I'm going to have to process what just happened. Wow, I don't think I like that at all." I was kind of stunned. He was at the other end of the table and I didn't mean to upset him. I thought I was being nice by making sure his separate dish was ordered, and I didn't feel like I should be called out repeatedly in front of everyone. To be honest, I've been frustrated with Dave lately because he is living with my parents and sister and he doesn't contribute financially. I thought it was a bit rude for him to insist that my parents buy him an extra plate at a family-style dinner they were paying for, so adding on his very public outburst over me ordering for him has made me upset. I talked to my sister about how Dave's behavior last night made me frustrated and she said I was being overly sensitive and that it was rude for me to order Dave's dish. Am I the a-hole for order Dave's dish at the restaurant while I ordered for the table? Not the a-hole. I think it is helpful when there are so many people to have one person do the ordering for the table. Next time say, "The gentleman over there would like to order something on a separate check." In my culture, the person who pays orders the food. Guests are sometimes asked what they would like as a courtesy, but in big groups generally the host just orders a variety of food that they think their guests would like. To order a separate plate that isn't going to be shared with others is unthinkable unless someone had particular dietary restrictions. Dave is an entitled diva. Not a-hole, table captain. Carry on. It sounds like it was a largish group of people, and if it was a family-style seating I'd imagine the table was a little larger than normal. Pointing out to the waiter where the dish was to go is helpful. It ensures that the food gets placed with the person that will eat it. Otherwise it's going to end up in your space, and then there is a juggle to get it to Dave. Serving is a dance and you helped out. Not the a-hole. Rude is a deliberate decision. It was perhaps presumptuous, but it's definitely a no harm no foul situation. As for Dave, it seems like he's power tripping. Like he feels that you somehow demeaned him, and he was trying to reclaim his imaginary throne. My favorite line is the "I'm going to have to process what just happened." Yeah, Dave, and make sure you include us in your processing. I would have been inclined to go to the waitress, tell her the pad thai was a mistake to remove it from the order. Am I the a-hole for firing my babysitter for drinking alcohol when she was watching my kids? Since the beginning of summer, my parents convinced me to hire my sister, 19 female, to babysit my 2 kids while I'm at work. My kids are 5 male and 4 male. Everything was going well, until I came home late in the evening and found my sister who was drinking alcohol and was drunk and her heavily drunk boyfriend who was throwing up in my bathroom. This pissed me off because she wasn't supposed to be drinking any alcohol when watching my kids, and she brought her boyfriend to my house who I haven't even met yet. When I asked her where my kids were, she did not even know. I found them outside digging in the yard. After this happened, I kicked both of them out of my house and fired my sister. She then blew up at me saying that it wasn't right to fire her all because she had a little to drink. My parents got involved and told me that I was overreacting and was being inconsiderate. They even tried to assure me that my kids were fine and nothing bad happened, but I tried to tell them that that wasn't the point. Am I the a-hole here?